Now, polls open again in about a half hour across the East Coast, including here in Central Georgia. Our team of reporters has been covering this election since the candidates started announcing their campaigns.
Now, millions of Americans will vote this election day. That comes after an already record-setting early voting period. More than 55% of registered voters in the state already cast their ballots. Fariha Bar joins us live from a precinct on Bass Road in North Macon. Fariha, less than 30 minutes before polls open. What's going on out there?
Well, before we talked to you guys in the 6 o'clock hour, we noticed that there wasn't a lot of people here except for the poll workers kind of setting up. Now I see a couple of cars actually pulling up, and they're sitting right now. Polls aren't open just yet. They're hanging out in their cars before they're going to stand in line. Now, Caitlin, Frederick, earlier you guys were talking a little bit about what you should and shouldn't do when you're at the polls. For example, don't wear any campaign gear when you're at the polls voting today, or if you're dropping off your ballot. And I know this is a very historic election, but make sure that you're not taking any selfies while you're at the ballot. I know it's a lot of fun to do that, but it's not allowed. What you should do, though, is bring a valid photo ID. I heard that the best are state-issued IDs. Your driver's license is great. Not only do polls open at 7 o'clock this morning, that's also when election workers are allowed to start counting the early votes that were cast. By midnight, election superintendents must publicly post those results about the total number of ballots cast online. Every American's ballot lists the candidate for the next president of the United States, but not every American's ballot is cast or counted at the same time.
All depends on the margin.
The Peach State was the center of attention in the last presidential election after questions were raised over election integrity. Gabe Sterling from the Georgia Secretary of State's office remembers 2020 well.
We're prayerful and knocking on wood and throwing salt over our shoulder and whatever else it'll take to hope that we get a margin big enough that it really can't be questioned by either side.
There are 3 ways you can cast your vote as a Georgian. Early voters had a chance to visit any precinct in their registered county from October 15th through November 1st. Some Americans like to stick to tradition and vote on Election Day, this year, November 5th. Now, if you requested an absentee ballot and it's filled out, you can deliver it to your county's Board of Election office only by 7 o'clock tonight.
When you are dropping off the ballot to vote it, just go to the county office. That's the only place they can accept it, your county office. If they're going to surrender it to vote in person, you have to go to your precinct.
In Monday's news conference, the Secretary of State said all votes cast by mail or during early voting must be counted within an hour of polls closing. Sterling explained this is because of a new state law.
So that's going to be like 75% of the overall votes will be out there by 8 o'clock in most cases.
If the margin's 30 to 40,000, Sterling says we can expect to call races by midnight. If the margin's about 11,000, Sterling says they'll have to look at those marginal votes and ensure everything's reconciled. Now, the Secretary of State's chief operating officer says he feels, quote, confident and positive about county's efficiency and ensuring ballots are protected.
But you never know. I mean, who knows what crazy person will do what crazy thing. But we're not going to allow anything to get in the way of us getting the correct results out to the people of Georgia.
Now, the reality of the results will vary depending on who wins.
If Trump wins, the Harris campaign is going to sue us. If Harris wins, the Trump campaign is going to sue us.
Despite which race you're most excited for,
make a plan and get a friend and get out and vote.
Now remember, guys, it is your last chance to vote today. If you still have your absentee ballot, you can still get it to your County Board of Elections office where it's going to be accepted. Unless you're a service member casting a vote overseas with a provisional ballot, do not send your ballot in the mail. If your military ballot's postmarked today, it will be accepted Friday, Sterling tells us. Live in Macon, Fariha Bar 13, WMAZ News.
A lot of good information there, Fariha. Thank you.